bird, it's a plane. Nope, it's a drone. Most of us have yet to encounter a drone being used. After hearing a lot of bad things about drones in the media, I decided to research more about how drone technology could be beneficial to our society. Today, I would like to talk to you about how drones have come about and the benefits that they have in our society today. I'll also talk to you about some of the concerns that surround drones being used. Let's first look at where drones got started. Other names for drones are an unmanned aerial vehicle, a UAV, or an unmanned aircraft, a UA. These devices are flown in the air with a remote pilot on the ground instead of on the aircraft. Sometimes they have a camera or other technology attached. Current technology evolved in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, when the U.S. military needed strategic technology to follow enemy movements, deliver supplies to troops in the field, and to attack targets with missiles, which helped the troops avoid roadside bombs. According to the Commercial Drones and Phantom Menace by Timothy Ravis, today numerous laws and regulations exist, manage aviation traffic, including rules for terrain clearance, minimum en route altitudes, ground and airborne navigation aids, air traffic density, and air traffic control procedures. Currently, the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, regulates the use of drones. The current regulations of drones is that they have to weigh less than 55 pounds and be flown under 500 feet. They have to be well maintained and checked before every flight. They have to be flown in the daytime, and they have to be in view of the operator at all times. They also cannot be flown over people. Now we will look at the many benefits that drones have in our society today. One of the biggest benefits is to our economy, which would produce roughly 100,000 jobs in the coming years just in the manufacturing field alone. Additionally, it would add 70,000 jobs in the United States, with 20,000 more by the year 2025 in jobs such as operators, technicians, and inspectors. The salaries would range from $85,000 to $115,000. Every year that the United States delays drones being used, they lose roughly $10 billion. Another major benefit would be to the agriculture field. Farmers rely on private sectors or traditional pilot aircrafts to take pictures of their crops. Whenever there's clouds over their field, however, this will delay the process. So farmers choose to overwater than underwater their crops and lose them all. But drone technology with an attached infrared sensor would help them detect drought-stressed crops and help conserve the water, as well as increase their crop survival rate. Drones significantly help reduce the wear and tear on farmer equipment, save labor and fuel costs, and gather data faster in mapping their fields and in counting the cattle. The enhancement of crop health and improvement of the way fields are managed results in a reduction in the cost and an increase in the yields. Law enforcement agencies and emergency agencies would also be helped by their jobs being more safe and faster, which could help save a life. Drones would assist law enforcement by creating situational awareness, keeping officers and civilians safe in drug bust or even in a hostage situation. Firefighters could be benefited from drones in wildfires by them being able to know the exact direction of the fire without personnel actually being in harm's way even more. Agencies currently are using helicopters, which are more expensive. A small drone costs about $50,000, which is about the price of a patrol car. To operate a drone would cost them between $25 and $75 an hour, whereas a helicopter could cost anywhere from $200 to $400 an hour. As the drone technology develops, the educational program centered around the new technology is also increased. According to Drones, the Sky's the Limit, or Is It, by Mildred Jones, the University of Nevada has developed an engineering program with a minor in drone technology. The new technology is appealing to many students as it is an emerging field where jobs will be created in the future. This program has been successful in receiving a $150,000 grant from the U.S. Army to build drones that can detect gas leaks, radiation, and other toxins. These drones can also be beneficial to other professions such as realtors to present buyers with a better visual of the properties for sale. The media could also use drones to help the technology in giving in the news such as traffic reports or accidents. Finally, we will address the concerns that surround drones being used. One concern is the criminal misuse, such as individuals using drones to smuggle in drugs into the United States or even into prisons. Some are worried about accidents in residential areas. However, Mary Cummings created the technology that allows drones to hover in one place when the system loses the operator control. A major concern is the talk about drones doing deliveries. According to A Case for Drones by Brian Pebbles, the use of drone deliveries purposes will hurt federal agencies such as the United States Postal Service and the FedEx. Besides disrupting economic mainstreams, both agencies screen the mail, process surveillance, and tracking systems that ensure the public's safety. The biggest concern, however, for Americans is their privacy. The Fourth Amendment, which prohibits unreasonable search and seizure, requires a warrant to be judicially supported by probable cause. However, several cases in the United States have been from the government flying aircrafts anywhere between 400 and 1,000 feet. The Supreme Court found no violation of the Fourth Amendment in these warrantless observations. Any future regulations on drones will be reviewed by the Supreme Court case and protect the Fourth Amendment significantly. Drones have been used for military purposes, but there are many more things they can be used for. They can help our economy with supplying more jobs and in the agriculture in many ways to help bring the prices down. Drones would also help law enforcement and emergencies agencies do their jobs more efficiently. Additionally, there are more educational benefits for drones. However, we need to consider some of the concerns that come with the drone technology and find ways to address them before we authorize them in our airspace. In my introduction, I told you that I heard some bad things about drones in the media, but I have also seen good things come from drones, things that can help us learn things that we can't see from up close, such as a volcano erupting. So let's take this technology sky high.